Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Uday, an endodontist. The topic under discussion today is endodontic instruments. After completion of this lecture, the student will be able to understand what is the standardization of instruments, what are the different types of endodontic instruments, and what are the different types of motions, and how a instrument is retrieved. The contents of my topic include introduction, classification of instruments, standardization, and instruments used for access opening, orifice flaring, and instruments used for canal shaping, rotary night instruments, sonics and ultrasonics in endodontics, and instruments used for filling the root canals, and finally, retrieving of broken instruments. Introduction. Although most instruments used in general dentistry also can be used for endodontic therapy, but some instruments are designed specifically for endodontic procedures. These include manually operated instruments for root canal preparation, engine-driven and energized instruments for root canal preparation, etc. So coming to the classification of endodontic instruments, different authors have classified differently, but we have taken two of the classification from the textbook. Grossman classified instruments into four types. They are exploring, debriding, cleaning and shaping instruments, and obturating instruments based on their function. So, under exploring instruments, he included small, smooth broaches and dental explorers, or simply called endodontic explorers. These are used to locate canal orifices and to determine the direction and also the patency of the root canal. Under debriding or extirpating instruments, he included barbed broaches. They are generally used to extirpate the pulp. And then cleaning and shaping instruments. These are generally reamers and files, which are used for cleaning and shaping of the root canal. And coming to fourth one, obturating instruments. These are pluggers, spreaders, and lentillar spirals, etc. And this is the second classification. International Standards Organization and Federation Dental International has given a classification the instruments into four groups. Under group 1, they classified the instruments that are intended for hand use only. For example, K files, H files, flexor files, etc. In group 2, they kept the instruments that are similar to that of the group 1, but they have latch type of attachment. In group 3, engine driven instruments with latch type drills or reamers are placed in this group. For example, Gates Glidden drills, piezo reamers, etc. Under group 4, root canal points are added. Examples include like Gattapacha point, silver cones, paper points, etc. Coming to standardization of endodontic instruments. Initially, root canal instruments were made with no specifications regarding diameter or length or cutting edges, etc. But in 1959, a new line of standardization of endodontic instruments was proposed by Engel and Levine. These guidelines include instruments should be numbered from 10 to 100 and the number should be advanced by 5 units until 60 and thereby 10 units up to 100. Instrument number shall be representative of the diameter of the instrument tip, that is 100th of the diameter of the tip. The working blade shall begin at the tip designated as D1 and shall extend exactly 16 mm up to the shaft terminating at D2. The diameter of D2 shall be 0.32 mm, greater than that of the D1. This size will ensure a constant increase in the taper of 0.02 mm per every mm of every instrument, regardless of its size. The ISO recommended a color coding system for easier recognition of the instruments. It consists of 6 colors. We all know that they are white, yellow, red, blue, green, and black, from a lighter color to a darker color. So, there are some modifications in the recent years from the Engel's original proposal. They have added an extra diameter D3, 3 mm from the tip of the instrument, which is designated as D3. And the tip angle of the instrument should be 75 degrees plus or minus 15 degrees. And some small size instruments were added. They are color coded as pink, grey, and purple respectively. The pink color size is 6 and the grey one is 8 and the purple color is 10. Coming to instruments used for access opening. In the diagram we can see the end access opening burr. It is a combination of round and taper fissure burrs. It helps in initial preparation of the pulp chamber as well as the flaring of the walls of the canal. The total length of this is 21 mm. These burrs are available in different sizes like number 1, number 2 and number 3 depending on the size of the round burr. After initial preparation, a long tapered endo Z burr can be used to create a funnel shape for easy access into the pulp chamber. This has a non-cutting edge. It has only lateral cutting action. Coming to canal orifice flaring instruments. First one is Gates Glidden burrs. These are traditionally injet-driven instruments and they have a flame-shaped cutting point mounted on a long thin shaft attached to a latch type of shank. It is available as a set of 6 instruments and they have a diameter ranging from 0.5 to 1.5 mm. They are side cutting instruments with safety tips. They can be used at the speed of 715 to 1500 rotations per minute. If the cutting tip jams against the canal wall, fracture should occur only at the junction of the shank and the shaft but not at the tip of the instrument. They are designed as such for the easy retrieval of the instrument. They can be used both in the crown down technique or step back technique. Uses. They are generally used for coronal flaring during root canal preparation and to widen the canal for retrieval of broken instrument, and they are also used for the removal of lingual shoulder in anterior tooth. During instrument removal, if used incorrectly, for example, if it is used at high rotations per minute or incorrect angle of insertion or forceful drilling, the use of Gates Glidden can result in procedural accidents like perforations or instrumental separation, etc. So, these Gates Glidden instruments should be used only at the speed of 750 to 1500 rotations per minute. Next, piezo removers. These are rotary instruments used mainly for the purpose of post-space preparations. They have long, sharp flutes connected to a thick shaft. They all have safe ends. The tip diameter ranges from 0.7 to 1.7 mm. The major disadvantages of these instruments are they are very stiff and they do not follow the canal curvature, which might lead to perforation sometimes. Coming to orifice shapers. These are night-eye instruments intended for use in a controlled slow speed, high torque and rotary handpiece. They are designed to provide continuous shape in the coronal tooth only. And then instruments used for cleaning and shaping of the pulp space. Cleaning. The removal of all potentially pathogenic contents of the root canal system. And shaping is, it is the establishment of specifically shaped cavity which performs the dual role of three-dimensional progressive access into the canal and creating an apical preparation, which will permit the final obturation instruments and material to fit easily. One such instrument is Endodontic Explorer. The Endodontic Explorer has two straight and very sharp ends. They are angulated in two different directions from the long axis of the instrument. It is mainly used to explore regions of the pulp floor and calcified dentin. Microdebriders. These are micro brushes used to debride the canal orifice. Broaches. These are the earliest endodontic instruments used to extricate the pulp and to enlarge the canal. There are two types of broaches. One is soft and the other is broach. Smooth broaches. It was used previously as pathfinders, but at present their flexible files are used. Coming to barbed broaches, they are manufactured by hacking a round wire, the smooth surface of which has been notched to form a sharp projecting barbs bent at right angle from the long axis. You can see this in the diagram. Uses of a barbed broach. It is mainly used to extract the pulp tissue and for the removal of cotton or paper points that might have accidentally become dislodged in the root canal space. These barbed broaches should not be forced apically into the canal, as its barbs get compressed by the canal wall. While removing this embedded instrument, barb gets engaged into the dentin. It should not be forced apically into the canal, as its barbs get compressed by the canal wall. While removing, this gets embedded into the dentin and which may lead to instrument separation. Technique for pulp extirpation. Penetrate the barbed broach along the canal wall towards the apex. As it reaches the apical constriction, move it into the center of the mass of the pulp tissue and then rotate it several times in a watch winding motion. You can see the removal of the pulp mass as a whole using this broach. And then reamers. Reamers are K-type instruments which are used to ream the canals. They cut by inserting into the canals, twisting clockwise 1/4 to half turn and then withdrawing, that is penetration, rotation and retraction. They have less number of roots compared to that of a corresponding K-type of file, and they are more flexible than that of files. They tend to remain self-centered in the canal, resulting in less chances of canal transportation. Files. These are the instruments used for cutting and mistoning the dentin during cleaning and shaping of the root canal preparation. The most commonly used files are K files, K flex files, flexo file, flex R files, H files, safety H files and S files. Let's discuss each of the files separately. K files. These are the oldest instruments used for cutting and mistoning the dentin. Since Kerr Manufacturing Company was the first to produce these files, they are called as K files. They are used with filing action in which there is little or no rotation in the root canals. They have 1.5 to 2.5 cutting blades of roots per mm. It is triangular or square in cross section, manufactured from a stainless steel wire which is grounded into desired shape. They are generally used to enlarge the canal. Coming to K flex files, it is just a modification of K file. In this, they are rhombus in cross section, having two acute angles causing the increased sharpness, and they have two obtuse angles which makes more space for the debris removal. The decrease in contact of the instrument with the canal walls provides more space for irrigation, and they are made up of nitide, so they are more flexible than that of K files. These are again used in filing motion. Next, flexo file. These are similar to K flex files except that they have a triangular cross section. This feature provides more flexibility and thus ability to resist fracture. These are also made of nitide. Flex R files. These are made by removing the sharp cutting edges from the tip of the instrument. This design reduces the ledge formation and canal transportation. These instruments have triangular cross section which provides it flexibility to be used in curved canals. And the non-cutting tip enables the instrument to traverse along the canal wall rather than gouging it. H files. They have a Christmas tree type of appearance. They have the flutes which resemble successful triangles set one on another, as you can see in the diagram. They cut only when the instrument is withdrawn because its edge faces the handle of the instrument. Generally, they are used in lateral scraping motion, used to machine straight canal. Generally, they are intended to use for the removal of gutta-percha. The main drawback of these files is they tend to fracture when used in torquing motion. A modification of H file is safety H file. This file has non-cutting safety edge along the length of the blade, which reduces the chances of perforation and also prevents the ledge formation in curved canals. The last file is S file. S files. These files are designed with two spirals for cutting blades, forming double helix design. The file shows S shape in cross section, and it has a good cutting efficiency in either filing or reaming action. Thus, the file can also be classified as a hybrid design. Coming to rotary instruments. Various rotary nitide instruments are available in the market today. For example, Profile, Greater Taper File Systems, ProTaper, NeoEndo, Race, etc. I will be discussing some of the systems available like Profile System, ProTaper System, etc. First one, Profile System. These are one of the first nitide instruments available commercially. This system was introduced by Johnson in the year 1944. These are available in 10 sizes and in 2 different shapes. The cross section of the profile shows 3 equally shaped U-shaped grooves with radial lands, as you can see in the figure. The central parallel core present in the profiles increases their flexibility, and they have a negative rake angle which makes them to cut dentin in a planing motion, and they tend to pull debris out of the canal because of the presence of the 20-degree helical angle. And the rotational speed for these profile instruments is 150 to 300 rotations per minute. Next, ProTaper files. These are very successful files. They have a triangular cross section and is variably tapered across its cutting length. The unique feature of these pro taper files is each instrument has changing percentage of tapers over the length of the cutting blades. This progressively tapered design improves flexibility, cutting efficiency, and the safety of these files also. Pro taper files has a changing helical angle and pitch over their cutting blade, which reduces the instrument from screwing into the canal and allows better removal of the debris. Pro taper system consists of 3 shaping files and 3 finishing files. As you can see in the diagram, they consist of 3 shaping and 3 finishing files. Shaping files include SX, S1 and S2, and the finishing files are F1, F2, F3. Let's say about SX. It has no identification ring on its gold colored handle. The tip diameter is 0.91 mm and the diameter at D14 is 1.20 mm. Its use is similar to that of a Gates Glidden drill or orifice shaper. Then SX. It has a purple identification ring and the diameter at D0 is 0.17 mm, which is lower than that of a SX. It is used only to prepare the coronal portion only. Next, S2. It has a white identification ring on its handle and the diameter at the D0 is 0.20 mm and at D14 it is 1.2 mm. They are used to prepare only till middle third of the canal. And coming to finishing files, there are 3 files F1, F2 and F3. These are used to prepare the apical part of the root canal. F1 is yellow in color and F2 is red in color and F3 is blue in color. This F1 has a diameter and apical taper is 20 and the F2 has a taper of 25 and F3 has a taper of 30. And then sonics and ultrasonic instruments in endodontics. It was first suggested by Richman in the year 1957. Ultrasonic endodontics is based on a system on which sound as an energy source activates the endodontic file, resulting in 3-dimensional activation of the file in the surrounding medium. This ultrasonic handpiece uses K files as a canal instrument. They operate at a speed of 25 to 30 kHz. There are some uses of endosonics. For example, access enhancement, orifice location, irrigation. They are very effective for the placement of a sealer or intracanal medicament, and they can also be used for gutta-percha placement or MTA placement. And then instruments used for root canal obturation. Spreaders and pluggers are the instruments used to compact the gutta-percha into the root canal during obturation. Hand spreaders. They are made up of stainless steel and are designed to facilitate the placement of auxiliary gutta-percha cones around the master cone during lateral compaction technique. These spreaders do not have any standard size and shape. Then followed by finger spreaders. These are shorter in length and are standardized. They are also color coded similar to that of the K files. And they have same size that of a gutta-percha. They are manufactured from stainless steel or from nitide. Pluggers. They consist of diameter larger than that of a spreader and have a blunt end. They are generally used to compact the warm gutta-percha vertically and laterally into the root canal. Also, they are used to canal small segments of gutta-percha into the canal during sectional filling. Calcium hydroxide or MTA-like materials may also be packed into the canals using these pluggers. Recently, nitide spreaders and pluggers are also available in the market. They easily follow canal curvatures and are less likely to be deformed during the use. Heat carriers. Traditionally, heat carriers are handled instruments similar to pluggers. They are used in vertical condensation obturation techniques. They are used to transfer heat to further gutta-percha in root canal, allowing lateral and apical displacement of the gutta-percha. And there is electric heat carrier. These are the devices that carry heat to the gutta-percha, for example, Endotech. And coming to lentillo spirals. These spiral drives the paste into the root canal in an effective way. They are used for the placement of sealer, cement or calcium hydroxide dressings. They must be operated clockwise in the handpiece and never be stopped or started in the root canal. And finally, we have to know about the retrieving the broken instruments and posts. All root canal instruments should be handled with care to prevent breakage. However, if breakage does occur, it may be possible to remove the fragments with a number of different devices. For example, forceps. Fine big hemostats or Stieglitz forceps. They can be used to remove the broken instrument, but the only possibility is if the end of the fractured instrument is accessible. If the fractured instrument is deep in the canal, there are different type of instrument kits. For example, canceller kit. If the instrument file is loose but not free, a canceller extractor may be used. The extractors are a set of hollow tubes which fits into the handle, and the assembly resembles a hollow plugger. And the most famous Mazarin kit. A hollow trepan bar is chosen whose internal diameter corresponds to that of a diameter of the obstruction. The principle of the technique is to create a trough around the post or instrument to be removed, which are rotated in an anti-clockwise direction. So this action frees the obstruction around its periphery and enables its removal. Finally, conclusion. A wide range of instruments are necessary to perform various operative procedures. Familiarity with the design, handling and application of different instruments will enable the dentist to develop the high degree of technical skill that is necessary to perform quality endodontic treatment. Thank you.